Welcome to the Bendano Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The NBA made its triumphant return to NBC this season, and who did Universal bring in to really start it off with a bang? Who did they bring in to engage all audiences? They brought in the GOAT, also known as Michael Jordan. They teased Michael Jordan appearing up and down the bill to get people tuned in, to get people watching. Now, February 1st, they're rolling something else out. Basketball night in America. Well, Michael Jordan, he already fulfilled his duties. He already took care of his commitments. He already reached all requirements on the contract. So who do they need to go get? Well, the next best thing, I suppose. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark will join NBC Sports as a special contributor for the newly launched Basketball Night in America on February 1st, preceding the Lakers-Knicks game at Madison Square Garden. It will be CC's first time in an analyst-type role on TV. She will return to the show on March 29th, preceding Knicks Thunder in Oklahoma City. She is joining a studio team that includes Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. They want to start it off with a bang. They want to come in hot. Basketball night in America. And what's the best way to do that? If you can't get Michael Jordan, he said, dude, I already gave you guys my interview. You already chopped it up and did what you did with it. I'm good here. They go and get Caitlin Clark, making her debut as an analyst on TV. Let's take a look at the article, shall we? Caitlin Clark joined Sunday Night Basketball for 2 NBA games. Caitlin Clark is headed to the NBA, at least for a couple of nights. NBC announced Tuesday that Clark, the Indiana Fever star with an enormous following within the game, is joining the network's pregame coverage for its debut of Sunday Night Basketball this weekend when the Los Angeles Lakers play the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. The debut. They picked her to kick it off. Not, yeah, it'll do a couple weeks and then you'll come in. No. We need you to launch this thing, dude. We need you to kick this off, CC. And if you remember, Peacock, NBC Universal, they love themselves for some Caitlin Clark. You remember Caitlin Clark's senior year? I forget which scoring record it was. Maybe somebody in the comments can correct me. As she's chasing down a particular scoring record, could be the three-point record, I believe. What did Peacock do? At least twice, I believe. Oh, if you want to watch her break this record, you got to download Peacock. This is a Peacock exclusive game right here. They saw the dollar signs that was Caitlin Clark. Before ESPN, before Kathy, before the Indiana, before they thought that Caitlin Clark was her, Peacock said, oh, we got to captivate on this now. We got to capitalize on this now. We're going to put a couple of these games behind a paywall and get some new subscribers while we're at it. It's said to be a 2-night gig for Clark, who plans to return to NBC in another pregame role on March 29th when the Knicks visit the Oklahoma City Thunder. So far, 2 games. If there's a lockout, I would expect some more dates. If there's a lockout, I would expect a couple playoff games. If there's a lockout, finals occasionally. Quote, there's no more iconic figure in basketball in the women's game right now, or the game in general, Sam Flood, executive producer for NBC Sports, told the Associated Press. So we said, let's have a bigger conversation. It's a logical fit. NBC Universal is a subsidiary of Comcast Corporation, and Clark announced that she entered a marketing relationship with Xfinity in March 2024. Clark has done some television work before, including a cameo on NBC's Saturday Night Live. NBC is calling Clark, quote, a special contributor who will join the Basketball Night in America studio team of host Maria Taylor, analysts Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. All Hall of Famers for pre-game commentary. Clark says, I'm really excited to be part of the Basketball Night in America crew this season. Clark said it in a statement released by NBC. Carmelo, Vince, and Tracy are legends of the game, and Maria is a true professional. It will be really fun to join them a few times this season. I'm just going to state the obvious here. You know she's going to be picking Carmelo's brains. You know she's going to be picking Vince's brain, picking Tracy's brain. Hey, show me a couple moves that you got off the triple threat. Show me a little footwork real quick. A little jab step, one dribble, step back, pull, something like that. Let me see what you got. A little post game, T-Mac. Show me something like that. A little post game, Mello in the post. Come on. Clark's resume is stellar. She is a two-time WNBA All-Star and was an All-WNBA first-team pick in 2024 on her way to winning Rookie of the Year after being the league's #1 draft selection that season. At Iowa, Clark became the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I history with 3,951 points and was the AP's College Player of the Year twice, as well as the AP's Female Athlete of the Year in 2024. Flood said he's convinced Clark can handle this new role. Quote, she's had cameras pointed at her for years, and she certainly always put on a show with a basketball in her hand. And after a game ends, she's always a great interview, Flood said. She's always so thoughtful in everything she says, and to have the ability to do that on this platform with this team, it's going to be a lot of fun to listen to. That's the beauty of who she is. Clark has dabbled in sports broadcasting before, going viral once for attempting to do some play-by-play while watching the Philadelphia Phillies, not knowing Fever teammate Lexi Holt was secretly recording her. Furthermore, Clark was actually in the booth, not doing play-by-play, but in the booth for a Yankees game, her rookie season, after her rookie season. She was in the booth doing a Yankees game. She went to the locker room, pictures with Aaron Judge, the whole nine, Aaron Boone, Yankees, America's team. The Phillies gave Clark rave reviews and even invited her to come try it for real, and now NBC is giving her that opportunity as well. She's going to be in a basketball arena, like she always is, and in her comfort zone, which is on the court talking about the sport she loves and the sport that she shines in. Of course, they're going to be breaking down what they expect these teams to do. Lakers-Knicks, I believe, is the first game. It would be nice if they kind of do like the little roles that they do on the court. Okay, I'll play LeBron James, you play Austin Reeves, you play Luka, you play Rui, and we're going to break down how the Lakers offense goes about things, right? Caitlin Clark, I'm going to be Luka, and I'm going to show you how JJ Redick, I'm going to show you, Stephanie, how JJ Redick gets Luka open shots. Something like that. That's it. Clark was limited to 13 games because of injury last season with the Fever, who made it to the WNBA semifinals and fell to the eventual champion Las Vegas Aces. She returned to the court in December, taking part in a camp with USA Basketball's senior women. It's unknown if she will address Labor Matters Sunday, but Flood dropped one tease about what might be coming during Clark's debut appearance. We're hoping to have Kaylin with a basketball in her hand. That's not a tease. That's not a tease. You're not teasing the shoe, right? You're not teasing the shoe. Well, she's gonna shoot some shots for us? Okay, cool. But what's the tease? What's the tease? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.